started. We're going to skip the little introductory portion of the song and move right into that first part that is accented with the rhythm and the melody. Okay? So we're going to be starting after we've turned from the back to the front. So the first thing we do is we lift the right arm and give it a little wrist circle on the rhythm. Okay? So with these arm movements, let's talk just a bit about technique. This particular song is more in the Egyptian and cabaret style belly dance. So the arm movements are slightly different than some of the more tribal style or ATS arm movements that are up here. So starting from a nice low position with the elbows are bent, resting in, palms are always lifted and out, okay? We're going to lift from that right elbow, rotating the elbow up, lifting to about shoulder length before dropping the shoulder down and letting the elbow bend in and the wrist press out, okay? So we're going to go elbow, and as we lift, the shoulder lifts slightly. Once you can't take it anymore, drop that shoulder by rotating the shoulder blade down and back. Release the elbow down, keeping the wrist lifted, and then pressing the wrist at the last moment with the fingertips lifted, okay? So we start here, we go up, 2, 3, 4, and then for the accent, we're going to do a wrist circle in, so taking that right finger in toward the body, down, and out, pressing the wrist out to complete it. In, out. And I exaggerated on this particular choreography because that's what the music calls for. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, da, 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 da. And I accent with that wrist push. Repeat the exact same thing on the left side. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, drop the shoulder, elbow, wrist, wrist circle in toward the body, press out. Okay? So with the music it goes da 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 da. Got it? So facing forward, we're going to come up, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. From here we bring both arms up. So lifting the elbows to bring the arms up, pull the shoulder blades down and back, wrists come together, palms are facing out. So from here, it was up, and this is our overhead position. I tend to keep my shoulders slightly relaxed so it's angled forward rather than pulling them all the way back and extending the spine. So we're here, and we're going to accent with the music with a head slide, right, left, right. And with this head slide, it's going to look like you need to do so much more work than you really do. It's a very, very small movement. And even if you can barely move it, it looks better than for you to over-exaggerate, trying to make it look bigger and lose that slide. So the goal is for your chin to go perfectly parallel to the floor. Da, da, da. Taking the ear and the jawline toward the arms when they're lifted and to the other side. So that head slide is right, left, right. Okay? So from the beginning, again, we're here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah? From here, we're going to step out to the right side. So I'm taking my right foot to step out and point that left leg in just a very, very, very basic tendu, extending the leg out. We're still bent, and the arms come down to that resting position. Okay, so from here, I simply go 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a shoulder shimmy. They're really more of a tap than a shimmy because we're not really getting a lot of movement going. So we're just tap, tap, tap. Let's talk technique on shoulder taps. There's different ways you can execute it. I like to imagine there's a bar completely from shoulder to shoulder that someone is twisting, twisting, twisting. Okay? Twist, twist, twist. That when we're doing a tap like this, you can get so much more movement that way, visually. Tap, tap, tap. Another way to do it, if you're not comfortable moving your chest around, you can simply do a shoulder tap isolated. So see how this shoulder can move independently of my sternum by using the muscles here and in my shoulder blade to pull back. So I can go tap, tap, tap with a lot less movement in the sternum, which translates to the chest. Tap, 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 if you want it to be small. Or you can make it big, tap, 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 so that you're swinging the entire sternum, paddling it back and forth. The goal though is keeping those hands nice and still. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, so we're here. 1, 2, right, left, right. And then I'm gonna swing over to the left. Same thing with the feet. Step, plant the left, tap the right. Knees are still bent. And to get my arms a little flourished, I'm going to close them and open them back out. You don't have to do that. You can simply transition from 1, 2, tap, tap, tap. This time starting the shoulder on the left. Left, right, left. So from the front, that looks like this. I'm here, tap, tap, tap with the head. I step to my right, right, left, right with the shoulders. I step to the left, left, right, left with the shoulders. And because this is a solo, if you change up the sides and if you go left first with a left shoulder or you go right first, it doesn't matter. Whatever feels good to you that day. All right, I'm not judging you. There's not a scorecard. So we're here. I come over and tap, 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 over and tap, tap, tap. So from the beginning, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Arm to wrist, arm to wrist, both arms up, head, head, head. Step to the right, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Step to the left, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. From here, we're going to again go corner to corner because this is our introduction to our audience. This is our moment to say, hi over here, and hello to you over here, so that we're not just deadpan to the front and ignoring the people on the sides, right? So we're going to go back and forth again. We were on the left side with shoulder taps. We're going to come back onto the right side with some hip twists, and then repeat to the left, hip twists. And what those hip twists are, technique-wise, keeping your knees bent and your pelvis tucked. Very important on twists, because we want our knees to be flexible, moving forward and back, but I'm not thinking about that. This movement generates from the core. So I want you to practice just twisting in place. Imagine holding on to 2 ballet bars on either side of you to keep your arms and your torso out of the movement. And if you have fringe right at your knees, you get a really lovely movement there, even if you barely twist. Versus how big this twist is, you can really wrench out your low back and wrench out your knees. So keep it soft and simple. Okay, so a little practicing here before opening up to one side and feeling what it feels like on one foot. And again, check out my knee, always bent. I'm allowing that weight to shift side to side on my foot so that I'm not planting my foot, straightening my knee, and making my knee twist back and forth, because our knees aren't designed to do that. So we're here, twist, 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 feel that. The good news is you only have to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we step to the other side. Get a feel for those twists over here. And just 2, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we were here. We did shoulder, shoulder, twist forward first. But if you want to think about what's easiest, when I move my weight, it's easiest for me to think of this pointed leg as a prep, bringing that hip back a little so that I can then twist the left hip forward, back, forward first. So if I'm here and I go step, prep, forward, back, forward, step, prep, forward, back, forward. That helps me. So let's go from the beginning again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right arm, wrist circle. Left arm, wrist circle. Both arms up, head slide. Step to the right, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Step to the left, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Step to the right, twist, twist, twist. Step to the left, twist, twist, twist. And again, if you want to add these little arm close and opens in between each side, you're welcome to do that. You do not have to do it. It does not take away anything if you simply enjoy the time looking from side to side at your audience and just luxuriating, as my friend Brenda used to say, luxuriating in the moment. Twist, twist, twist. Twist, twist, twist. Or bring it closed and open. Twist, twist, twist. Closed and open. Twist, twist, twist. It's up to you. Now, to make that transition from that little interlude with the rhythm taps to the beat dropping and getting into the chorus, we are going to do a little spin. You might call these hook turns, you might call them pencil turns, you might call them cross turns. But what we do is we were here, twist, twist, twist. My weight's on the left leg. The right leg will simply cross over the left leg, and I will spin from there. And I'm actually just going to spin to the front. No, I'm going to spin all the way around. That's right. Because technically right now, I'm facing my audience out there so that you and I are on the same direction. So I'm here, cross the right leg over left, and unwind all the way to the front. There are 2 variations of this turn depending on how comfortable you are with your feet and your balance. Okay, so we're going to start with the more basic, simple version where we cross right foot over left, come up onto releve, so we're coming up onto the balls of our feet, and we're simply unwinding and then replacing our foot. The tip here that I'll give you is the closer your feet are to one another, the easier it is to balance. The further you put your feet apart, the easier it is to wobble side to side from foot to foot. Okay? So keep those feet really close to one another, and then I want you to tighten all of your muscles from bottom to top so that you're keeping your weight shift minimal side to side. Okay, that's version 1. Version 2 is a little bit more complicated, and I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see my feet really well. All right, so here's version 1 in case you couldn't see it very well. Cross, keeping your foot tight to the other foot. Tighten the body, lift into releve, and unwind, and replace your foot. Version 2 is cross, and you actually switch the weight from your foot, from the heel to the toe and back again. And it's very annoying to try to explain it to you, but I'm going to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross that right foot over, and I'm going to keep my weight on both feet. My left foot does not come up very high. Okay, I'm going to barely lift that heel just so that I can get around. But as I'm twisting, my right leg will switch to the heel and then back to the toe again. So check it out. I'll do it fast. Ready? Okay? And there's also a point where my left foot switches to the heel to kind of catch my balance. Whoop! Like that. Whee! If you were in military or marching band, you might recognize this. We do a lot of like toe and heel turning rather than both feet on the toes. So if you practice just going halfway, it might help. So if I just go half to the front, both feet are flat, and then half to the back, both feet are flat. But all the way around, it looks like this. Right foot over left, heel, toe. And that way, I don't have quite as much balance to deal with. It helps you do a faster turn, and it helps your feet end up a lot closer to a starting point than in the other version. In the other version, you are definitely crisscrossed and you need an extra step. In this version, you can usually get pretty close and just use one little extra scoot. So all of that complicated instruction just to tell you to spin around, okay? So we were here, da 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 da, da 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 da, cross, and unwind however you want to get there. So from the beginning, it looks like this, that little interlude part. We're in resting basic position, and this time I'll show you my feet. We go arm and wrist, arm and wrist. Both arms up, head, head, head. We step to the right, shoulder, 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 step to the left, shoulder, 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 step to the right, twist, 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 step to the left, twist, 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 cross, and unwind. All right, now we get into the heart of this song, right? After that turn, the beat drops, and we're going to bring it with some big old fat juicy hip locks, okay? So, with our hip locks, you can watch the tutorial individually on the proper execution of hip locks as many times as you want. I always recommend revisiting it so that you can get a good drill and a good practice at layering things like arms over the top of it. But today, right here, we're going to focus on the choreography set. So knees are nice and bent. I'm going to start with 8 hip locks, starting on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to keep those hips going as I draw the arms up to overhead. Okay? So another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah? From here, we're going to do a move called Gawazi 2. We're going to travel with hip locks. We're going to step forward, and every time we step, we lock the hip 2 times. So let's break that down. Part 1, traveling. We're going to travel forward and back in a nice bent knee position, tailbone tucked, chest lifted. And of course, you're going to say, okay, well, yeah, that's obvious. But when you start walking around, you're going to lose your balance. You're going to start straightening those legs. You're going to do everything that you naturally do when you walk around on this planet. So when you walk as a dancer, we're going to walk like this, which feels really weird, even though it looks quite simple. And the reason I'm honing in on this is I want to make sure our weight is traveling forward smoothly and not like this, because that's going to lose the mystery. I also want to make sure that the knees are staying so bent that there's room for the hips to lift without the knee locking up. Because the minute you start locking your knees when you travel, you're going to have this. Okay, which is super sassy, but in this case, it's super wrong. I don't want you to hurt yourself, and I don't want you to lose out on that mystery of the even glide with the hip doing all the movement, because that's not something you see every day. And as a dancer, you're not supposed to be doing the same things that anybody can do. You're supposed to be doing the things that are interesting to watch and different and difficult. So we're going to start on that right foot. Flat-footed, sliding it forward, lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's Another trick to this, as if that wasn't hard enough, another trick to this is there's a moment where as you're locking one hip, the other foot is sliding through, which means you're locking your hip on one foot, kind of. So you're stepping and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if this is your first time belly dancing, don't worry so much about that. Just know that this choreography can be very, very simple for a brand new baby beginner, and you can also continue to layer in more difficult techniques to grow with your training. So to do that, you can practice taking one foot off the ground and locking that hip and shifting to the other side. So that as you're doing these movements, you could, in essence, pick one foot off the floor. But we're not going to. We're just training our muscles and our balance so that this Gawazi 2-step can be nice and smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right? Shall I do some coming at ya? Here we go. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Okay? We call it Gawazi 2. So our arms are going to be overhead on this. And to layer some arms, we're going to press the palm both directions. So imagining my arms are overhead, and I can come down lower if you need to see this. My arms are overhead, elbows are out, palms are out. I'm going to like high five my buddy pal right here, and then bring it back in, leading with the wrist. Okay, so you have to just imagine someone's pushing and pulling from the wrist. And all I'm doing is extending the elbow. I'm not doing anything with my shoulder. It's a lot more simple than a lot of people make it out to be. Straighten the elbow and bring it back in. Okay? And then try it on the other side. Press, high five, pull it back in. Bunny ears, bunny ears, bunny ears. Okay? So the tricky part is putting them both together in a way that both wrists are pulling in the same direction, but my palm isn't actually flipping side to side like this. So there's a little bit of a brain game here with keeping your palms facing out. And now you want to add one more trick. One more trick is that you're trying to do that smooth and slow over the top of these sharp hips, over the top of these level gliding feet. Okay? I thought this was a beginner dance. It is. It is. You're going to get there. Let's try. So as I step forward on the right foot, my right wrist pushes and it pulls that left wrist with it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? How about I do it the same direction as you? Right here. Follow me. 5, 6, and a 7, and an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah? All right, again, so this is called Gawazi 2. We're going to take 8 full counts of Gawazi 2 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to take Gawazi 1 backward. Gawazi 1, just like it sounds, we're going to do the same technique, but one lock on each hip. Now this is the one, because we're moving faster, this is the one where you start to see people start to sway it out, throwing the hips, scooping side to side, which is a stylization that you can do later on. But for this particular choreography, I want those hips to still come up, not out. And so we are going to keep those feet close together, moving forward close together like so, not big old steps, because when you take a big old step, you start to push that hip out. So Gawazi 1 would look like this. Step, 2, 3, 4. Not shifting my weight side to side, not scooping the hips. So in this choreography, we're taking it backwards. I don't know if you can still see me. We're taking it backwards. Starting on the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you're traveling backward, I want you to think about shifting your weight through your feet by stepping toe ball heel slightly, so that by the time your weight hits the heel of your foot, you can then lock the hip. So the lock is happening on the back end of the movement, not on the front end. And by that I mean you're not going to bump, step, bump, step. That's a whole different move, and it looks very different too. Bump, step, bump, right? On this move, I want the weight shift and the hip lock happening at the back. So, let's go back to the end of our Gawazi 2. We're going to Gawazi 1 backward for 8 counts, starting on the right foot. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and give you the arms, and we're going to drill it. Don't worry. The arms are going to come down the body and then back up, all the way up, because we're going to repeat this twice. So the arms are going to crisscross. The palms go the opposite direction now, and draw a line right down the body, and then open up back to the top. So we were doing side to side for Gawazi 2, and then we're going to crisscross for Gawazi 1, and then start all over again. So let's show you what Gawazi 1 moving backward looks like. We're here, starting on the right foot. 5, 6, 7, 8. I go back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me do that with you, the same direction. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So let's drill this piece, this Gawazi 2 forward, Gawazi 1 backward. Let's drill that a few times without the arms first, so that you can get the movement settled into your body. I'm going to do it the same direction as you, with just arms in resting position. So I'll do Gawazi 2 forward, Gawazi 1 backward, 8 counts each time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time, and a right, right, left, left, right, right, left, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The arms go right and left and right and left. Cross down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, right and left, right and left. Cross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try putting it together. Arms and feet, nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, right, left, left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. And a right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this choreography, you will repeat that whole sequence 2 times. The second time, instead of bringing the arms all the way to the top, we bring the arms back to basic. So you do Gawazi 2, Gawazi 1, Gawazi 2, Gawazi 1, and stop. Let's try it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the second rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time we bring the arms back to resting position. Okay? Okay, let's go from the beginning. So remember, we haven't done that beginning little intro. We're going to start right from the da 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 da, dun da da dun. Okay, so it's going to go, I'll do it the same direction as you. It's going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. Da da na 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 na, ba ba da da, da da na 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 na, ba ba da da. Arms go up, head, head, head. Then we step out to the right, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Out to the left, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Back again. Out to the right, twist, twist, twist. Out to the left, twist, twist, twist. Cross that right foot over left, spin all the way around. A little note, when I spin, I tend to cross my arms down and back up. So I bring them down and up, like this. Cross and turn. It's a little transitional thing that a lot of tribal dancers kind of pick up and start doing. So after that turn, now the beat drops. And lock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add arms, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go Wazi 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back with a 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. Go Wazi 2. Go Wazi 1 back. Arms go to resting position. 6, 7, you're done. Let's hit it with music. This is the intro that we'll work on later. Alright, ready? Starting with that right arm wave with the wrist. I was early. Shoulders. Hips. Turn. Lock. Add the arms. Go Wazi 2. Go Wazi 1 back. Go Wazi 2. Go Wazi 1 back. Nice. Let's do it again and I'll face you. Do you need a stretch? Is this a good opportunity? Stretch out those hips. Ooh, that's tight on me. Is it tight on you? All right, ready? Here we go. Starting on the right side. I'm facing you this time, so I'm opposite. Arms go up, head slide. Shoulders first. Twists. Turn. And lock. Layer the arms. Let's travel forward and back. Go Wazi 2. Take it back. Again. This time the arms don't go all the way up.